Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 162nd edition of the Alpha Pro series. I am your caster today, your friendly neighborhood puppy dog Snoopy, and joining by my side is none other than F equals MA.
Howdy, howdy. I'm pretty pumped for this game. We got Rodzyn versus Starkiller. Nice PvZ series coming up.
Yeah, both of these players, of course, are from the team Alpha X. So, can't be biased or anyhow. All right, let's go ahead and introduce our players.
Starting off in the bottom left, our pink Protoss player, we have Rodzyn.
And spawning at our top right, we have our Teo Zerg. He is Starkiller.
Nice. So a little bit of a extractor trick there, beginning here from Starkiller.
Oh, not only is there a extractor trick, there is a kind of a little drone moving out. I assume this is going to be a hatchery block to start off this series.
Yeah.
And this could be quite annoying sometimes. I mean, I'm a Protoss player, so
Yep.
Yeah, you understand.
I feel it. I also play Protoss, and when that hatchery drops down on your side of the map, there's a little bit of increase in your heart rate.
Yeah, sometimes because it does kind of messes with your build order, and unfortunately there is no probe to block off this hatchery. We'll see if he actually cancels it and turns it into an evolution chamber, but it looks like he's sticking with the hatchery for now. Looks like five probes will be sent out from Rodzyn to try to zap at this hatchery.
5 is the magic number, I believe, to keep it from gaining health. So we see it hovering right there at 280 health and actually slowly, ever so slowly dwindling. Once the Zealot gets out, they should be able to start powering it down. But, Rodzyn sticking with it, dropping the core instead, and just kind of making sure to spend the money elsewhere as needed. Adjusting to the slight hiccup.
Oh, and a nice reaction time. Turning that into evolution chamber, further delaying this expansion.
Yeah. Oh, and the drone is still alive, barely escaping. Rodzyn could go drop that Nexus. We see the probe in position to do so.
This drone will definitely live for only a few seconds, as that Adept will chase it, ring around the Rosie.
Yeah. Trying to last as long as... Oh my gosh. Is it going to make it out? No, surely. Yeah, the Shade's going to catch up to it.
Yeah. Oh my god, it turned to Extractor.
Extractor.
Oh, okay.
I think Starkiller probably, thought about it, but then realizing that would have been, throwing bad money, throwing good money after bad. The Extractor would eventually fall, and it's not like Rodzyn needs all 4 of those gases right now anyway, so...
Yeah, probably the best move to not invest in something that's not going to really delay or hurt the Protoss. But we see the move out from Rodzyn with the Zealot as well as the Adept. I don't see this doing too much, as Starkiller has a decent amount of Lings. Ling speed is halfway done, so he's going to go ahead and try to hide that for now. And looks like
the Lings on the high ground.
Yeah. And what was a kind of an awkward where start has all of a sudden kind of stabilized, and we do see actually a robo facility from our Protoss. What do you think this is going to be for?
He's making this observer first to get kind of good vision. We'll see if he tries to go into a warp prism or if he throws down the support. Yeah, there's the warp prism. So I expect to see a bunch more gateways coming down pretty soon. Warp gates finishing up. We've got the prism. So probably just a little bit of a gateway unit kind of opener here. Oh, I thought those Lings... Oh, the Lings did squeeze in. So the Lings are going to come in. They're going to see that robo. And they might be able to pick off a few workers here if Rodzyn isn't too careful. Oh, the Stalker getting surrounded and dying as well. Not something you want to have happen in the The Adepts and the Zealots just kind of sitting out on the front. Okay, we got 2 workers, 3. I hate it when that happens. Rodzyn sends his Adepts over and they're just kind of standing within sight range, but deciding, no, it's cool. Those probes got it. I don't need to help in that fight.
Yeah, and it's quite unfortunate for Rodzyn because he did have enough units to block the wall, but just didn't have the hold command there, and the Lings were allowed to go ahead and move in. But you do see the Starkiller is gonna move in with this Scouting Overlord just to confirm what tech there is. He only seen the robotics facility, so he's probably wondering what is the robotics facility for.
Well, he did that Overlord flew right over the double Stargate that went down inside of Rozdyn's base. At first I thought those were gateways, and then looking up the production tab, I'm like, wait, that's 2 Stargates. Some Adepts over here getting 4 drone kills. I'm really interested to see what's going to come. Okay, we got double Phoenix production from that double Stargate. Interesting. I am assuming that Starkiller did click on those structures. I wasn't in his view, but I imagine players of this caliber are doing that kind of thing. So he knows that those structures are there. However, he didn't see them finish. So it could be that Rozdyn canceled them or something until he sees the Phoenix play.
I think he definitely saw it because he's producing a mass amount of units. He knows that with the Phoenix play, they're really weak in the early game, and so he's gonna attack. I mean, what is Phoenix gonna do against all these bunch of Lings and Ravagers, Roaches? I mean, they just kind of tickle them, and so he can't lift enough Lings to make use of those Phoenixes, and this might hurt, or this might just be the end of the game here.
Yeah, this is a big push coming in, already losing some units for free. The Lings streaming in because the block didn't get up, and yeah, sure enough, that mass swell of Roaches and Ravagers was enough to take down Rozdyn. That game escalated very quickly.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're on to EU here, since both these players play on different servers. Rodzyn's from EU while Starkiller's from NA. So just to make it fair, we're gonna go ahead into the EU server after we just played on the NA one. And we'll see what Starkiller, Rodzyn chooses as his next map.
Yeah, I feel like things were going well. Rozdyn started kind of getting up his tech. He's like, all right, cool. I've got the Robo. I've got the Stargates. Let me just start poking. And then all of a sudden, just overwhelmed with all of the units. Let me go ahead and climb into the channel here.
So now I think all these Zerg players know what to do when they see someone open for a Robo and then just goes straight into double Stargate. That's a really great response.
Just make units and go kill them.
Yep. Sounds easy enough. He says Nightshade will be the second map, so...
Alright, let me go ahead and put that together here. Nightshade LE.
Yep. In the meantime, guys, remember there is a Matcherino page here for this event. It's kind of posted on the chat board. Just go ahead on over to that Matcherino link, enter the coupon code APS162, and that will automatically donate 50 cents for free to the overall prize pool.
All right, looks like we've got everyone in here. Just confirming that both players are ready. Rozdyn is good to go. Starkiller is ready, so let's kick it off. Okay, well, spawning in the bottom right of Nightshade, trying to make a comeback after that first game, we have our blue Protoss player. It is Rozdyn.
And spawning at the top left, we have our Teal Zerg player with a quick aggressive game number 1, looking to extend. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, yeah, Starkiller is the one that won. So let me go ahead and change that scoreboard there. All right, it is Starkiller.
I also just realized I have been transposing the letter. I've been saying Rozdyn. I think it's Rodzyn. I apologize. I think I might have been saying the name incorrectly. Hopefully the players can forgive us. Yeah, I think you were saying it correctly.
Yeah, Rodzyn. It's close enough. Either way, I mean, I'm sure these players don't really mind as much. I think they're more concerned with winning the game.
The game. Yeah.
And maybe not even not getting cannon rush or something. That's I think he's more concerned with that.
Yeah. Seen this early probe, it's like, okay, what's going on here, friend? It was after the gateway, so not a pylon scout probe, but
yeah. So for you guys that don't really know these players too much, I think Starkiller he's has made some splash in the WCS previously, and also he's kind of a unique player. He's kind of has an unorthodox play style. While Rodzyn, on the other hand, I think he's been a pretty solid Protoss. I think he's kind of more of a textbook kind of Protoss. So we'll see how these two unique styles clashes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this game did open up a lot more traditionally than the last game did. No hatchery blocks or anything like that. It'll be interesting to see, now that the players have had a little bit of space to get in their own groove, what they choose to do with that space. Yeah.
And looks like we'll see what Rozdyn is going to go for very soon, as he does have the cybernetic core up. And it looks like it's going to be Stargate.
Mm-hmm. Now that is right in sight of that Overlord. So Starkiller does see that, and he is aware that it is Stargate. I wonder if that's intentional by Rodzyn, or it's just like, I want to keep my production structures all together kind of at the front.
Yeah, sometimes you want to hide it, but then I guess sometimes you also want to show it in front of the Zerg just to force him to respond. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you can like do a quick switch or a meta switch or something of some sort. But interesting enough, he's gonna make a Oracle. Usually you see Protoss when they do notice that the Zerg scouted the tech, they will go for Phoenix instead. But instead, he's actually gonna take a little bit of a I wouldn't say a risk, but a kind of a head start with this Oracle and try to get some drones or something.
For sure. And I mean, at this point, the spores aren't down yet. There is a queen at each base. But this Oracle going to fly across, and it'll get there before we have any... Okay, the spore is just now starting as the Oracle flies past the Overlords. 2 queens here should be able to bounce this Oracle. Yeah.
It's really important for Zergs to know the timing of Oracles when they come and when they're arriving, so they can anticipate it and start putting down these spore callers in time, moving their queens into position to defend. And looks like Starkiller has done a wonderful job of that.
For sure. Player just about done, so you should see some sort of tick change. Gas coming down. We've got gases 2, 3, and 4 for the Zerg player. So gonna start transitioning into whatever tech of choice.
Oh, just a quick Templar archive here. Looks like we're gonna have ourselves an Archon drop incoming.
Yeah, I really enjoy seeing that. There was something, there's a trend a little while ago where people were doing the DT into Archon drop, because you show up with DTs, you can get a couple kills with that, and you pull them out, turn them into Archons, and you come back in, and the spores aren't going to help against the Archons anymore. But the High Templar, I think, is the more cost-efficient way to do it.
Yeah, and I actually like this decision. Starkiller has opted to go for a really quick Hydralisk then. Usually you'll see like Zerg's just throw down the precautionary Roach Warren in case there are like things like charge timings or depth timings. But you notice that he's not going aggressive. He can get away with this quick Hydralisk then, and it will definitely help against the Warp Prism 2 Archon drop, as the Hydralisk can snipe that Warp Prism there. And here we go, the first Archons are going in here, but there are some nice Hydralisk parked there to defend against this.
Yep. Good control by Rodzyn, not overextending. Oh, taking a little bit of damage, not quite hull on the Warp Prism. And Hydralisk speed should be finishing up very quickly, very shortly here. Yeah, just finished. Although Zealot speed finishing up on the other side of the map. So both these players trying to make sure that their armies are mobile.
Yeah, and notice that Rodzyn, he scouted the Hydralisk really quick. He saw the fast Hydralisk. He immediately researched Storm, noticing that he definitely needs that to defend against this.
Yeah. And I think this is a really good job, even if he loses his Warp Prism, just kind of pulling the Hydras back to give him a little bit more time to get that Storm completed. If he hadn't pulled those units back, he wouldn't have completed the Storm as this army is starting to roll up. Looks like he has enough energy for 2 Storms immediately, and then 2 more coming shortly.
All right, this might potentially be the deciding fight. A nice Storm going on the Hydralisk then. These Charge Light actually getting some nice shots. And oh, another nice Storm there. And I feel like Rodzyn has pulled it pretty well thus far.
There's some more units streaming across the map. But I think you're right at this point. It seems like the pressure is starting to alleviate. And these last 2 Hydras getting picked off, and this poor Overlord sent to his death following the other Hydras. Oh, one more Hydra decided to wander over as well.
Oh god, is this Phoenix gonna get this Overlord?
It is. Oh
my god, he might get another Overlord.
And there's another.
Oh my god. just giving Overlords. Just apparently it's Christmas early this year.
2 of them, in fact, are just kind of slowly just floating. Okay, and starkiller does see it. Starts to pull them home, realizing, you know what, you guys don't need to head over there. A couple Zealots circling around the top to check for extra bases. Yeah.
Now, if you look at the worker count, it may be a bit deceiving. Like, oh, it's kind of close and not too far. But the big thing is, starkiller has not gotten his 4th hatchery while committing to this Hydralisk attack. So he's gonna be lagging behind a bit with the economy in the next few minutes or so. Rodzyn, in the PvZ, you definitely don't want to be in the same amount of bases as the Zerg.
Yeah, it's certainly true. I mean, this has been true since, I think, even Brood War. Zerg wants to be, I think the rule of thumb is like 3 to 2 kind of thing. For every 2 Nexuses, you want to have 3 hatcheries kind of round up or up a base kind of thing.
Yeah, these 3 Zealots, these Charge Lot, conveniently just parked next to the hatchery. We'll be able to cancel it, so even further delaying the 4th base.
We do have 1 robo completed and a 2nd one on the way. Immortal production starting up here with +1 attack. And these Zealot hit squads continuing to just kind of try to march around. They stepped 1 on creep and decided not to continue.
Yeah, it's like you remember those little arcade games where they have at a certain point the lava goes up and you're like,
yeah, the timer, you had to like oh, I got 30 seconds, get back to the high ground.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, well, lurkers are starting to come out for starkiller. And at this point, I don't see any... Okay, there's 1 observer on the map, and it is currently with the army. So he will be able to spot lurkers if they come into an engage, but if the Hydras are able to snipe that, we're lose vision for those burrowed units.
Yeah, actually, Rodzyn smartly has made an oracle along with it to make sure that he at least has a revelation in order to spot those lurkers if need be, if his observer does goes down.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's been stacking up energy since the beginning of the game. Ooh. Okay, players trading a little, a few punches here and there. I didn't quite see where those 3 drones went down. Apparently 3 drones falling.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a charge lot run by into the dirt base, so was able to snipe down 3 drones. Not too big, but I mean, starkiller are kind of lagging behind in the worker already, so not the greatest. But here we go. Looks like he's Rodzyn. Will he commit to this? Nice storm on a few of those lurkers and hydralisks. A lot of these hydralisks are in yellow life, but there are just way too many hydralisks. He will force them back as there are less and less energy for these high templars. I think he needs a bit more units there. He does have a good amount of archons and immortals, but I think he just needs just a bit more to break that.
Yeah, he's been splitting the zealots off and sending them up to the top, but they keep on running into those spines, and the queens transfusing the spines are going to keep the zealots from getting any substantial damage. And like you said, I would like the zealots to kind of like tank a little bit for these immortals and archons, but that being said, honestly, the zealots just running into that many lurkers are probably going to evaporate anyway. So it could be that that's what Rozdyn's thinking. It's like, you know what, these zealots are useless for now. I'll send them to do other things.
Yeah, he'll definitely need to at least tag an orc observer. Observer to spot those lurkers, and then those charts that can do damage. But here we go. We do have a total of, let's see here, how many immortals is that? That is 9 immortals. Nice immortal count there. Only 3 archons though. But we'll see if he has enough. But this is quite the large amount of lurkers, and I mean, it's a pretty scary position. Oh, looks like he's going to send in those charge lot. Nice repositioning of those lurkers. We'll be able to defend this off.
Yeah. I do want to point out behind this, I think perhaps what Rodzyn is doing is kind of keeping the contain, making sure the Zerg player doesn't expand while he gets those carriers up.
Yeah.
Two in production, just about finished, with +1 sky weapons and 2 more Stargates. Big fight at the top. Zealots getting into the mineral line, hold positioning to kill the workers. Only getting 4.
Yeah.
Quite a few zealots for 4 workers, but there's some army exchange as well. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I think he needed to kind of free up some supply for the carriers, so I think that was kind of a smart choice. You want to throw the kind of the weak mineral units and just retain your higher tier units like the Archon, the Immortal, the High Templars, and looks like he's doing a great job kind of forcing Starkiller on only just 4 bases.
Yeah, keeping that contained up. Another run by at the top. He's going to try to go for the hatchery, but not quite. Getting it down to 2/3 health. And he's kept these carriers hidden. I think that's really wise. Just kind of keep the Zerg player sitting there, make the Zerg player think, like, okay, cool, I'm trading well, this is going all right, and then out of nowhere, carriers are going to show up. He just has to make sure he keeps the High Templar alive to take care of the Hydralisks. Okay, well, looks like Starkiller got restless, deciding to push across the map, realizing that now is the time to fight.
Alright, looks like a kind of a ring around the rosy here, but these carriers has been finally revealed, and oh no, there is absolutely not enough Hydralisks to defend against this, and all these lurkers goes down. Yeah,
the carriers coming out, I think, was a big. I don't know if it was a surprise for Starkiller. I think something caused him to push, and I think the realization that, hey, I haven't seen any higher tech come out yet. There's got to be something. I got to make a move. Yeah, very well done. So game swinging back to Rodzyn for game number 2. And we'll see. I believe we're going back over to NA for game number 3.
Yep. All right. While we get this started here, just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, our lovely sponsors, G Fuel. They make energy drink. In fact, they're the official esports energy drink. And if you have had a long day and you want to kind of get energized, get yourself some G Fuel energy drink to power back up. Or maybe if you're in the tournament and you're like in the finals after like a few hours of playing and you just need the extra energy to make it through and hopefully win that tournament, G Fuel is the way to go. So have yourself some G Fuel. Visit them on their website as well as give them a shout out on Twitter as well.
All right. We'll go ahead and get started in just a sec. Let's confirm the players are ready. All right, both players are ready, so let's hop on in.
All right, Eternal Empire will be our next map. Series is tied 1-1. Of course, this is a best of 9, so first player to 5 wins will win this Alpha Pro series.
All right, well, spawning in the pink once again, our Protoss player in the top right, we have Rodzyn.
And spawning at the bottom left, we have our Teal Zerg. It is Starkiller.
Yeah, I really like how Rodzyn kind of went for that contain, keeping Starkiller on the 4 bases while he teched up to those carriers, throwing the zealots away just to kind of keep the drone count somewhat stable, keep the Zerg player from trying to push out. But at the same time, I think Starkiller finally realized what was going on and was like, I have to move it or lose it kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, that game was definitely more of a textbook kind of game, very normal, and I think that favored Rodzyn. First game was a bit more unorthodox in terms of the opening with Starkiller doing the hatch block, and he was able to win that one. And this time around, he's going for that same hatchery block.
Yeah, I mean, it first game opened that way and he won, so maybe he's thinking there's something there, just kind of get into Rodzyn's head.
Now let's see if Rodzyn can actually respond a bit more better and pull out the win this time around. He is going to pull that same 5 probes, corner boost that zealot. All right, let's see if Starkiller can get the evolution chamber this time around as well. No, not quite.
Oh, getting on the extractor in the main.
That is going to be quite annoying, as that's going to delay some of the gas, which means Stargate tech is going to be a bit delayed if he decides to go for that. He might actually want to go ahead and instead go for something like a Twilight Council or maybe a robotics facility. And there we go. First Twilight Council will go down. Now, Rodzyn. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the drone is going to get picked off, but yeah, here goes the adept. And what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say he might have just decided to go for Twilight Tech, before the game he was decided to go for that either way. But at the very least, he does. Starkiller denies the Stargate avenue, or at least delays it significantly. And this means, actually, this pylon will do a good job delaying this third hatchery. So nice start for Rodzyn.
Yeah. Beautiful timing there. If he dances around long enough, this extractor will have to finish. Oh, okay, no, he does end up going out. Okay. We do have glaive, glaives coming down, so the adept upgrade, so I'm assuming we're going to see some sort of push coming out of Rodzyn. Probably a warp prism with a whole bunch of gateways. That would be my bet here. Tends to be what happens when you follow up with this fast glaives.
Yeah, this glaive kind of a depth push has recently been coming back into the meta after Zest kind of pulled it off. We do see probes being pulled from the gases, so this is quite committed here, as I expect a lot of gateways to be thrown down. Or actually, I'm not sure if he might want to go ahead and just commit to just 4 gateways instead. Looks like he's just sticking with 4 gateways.
Okay. So it's not going to be a crazy push. Maybe he's going to try to take a Nexus or something behind it. We'll just have to wait and see what the play is here. We'll warp in a few more. Snoopy, I did actually just send you a message in Discord as well, so if you want to check that out when you get a chance.
All right, I'll check it.
Okay, so we have some more adepts getting warped in. Warp Prism is coming across here.
Okay. Yeah, looks like the adepts will go ahead and shade in here. Let's see if Starkiller can hold this.
Yeah. He's going to just wail on this, so the adepts, I'm assuming, are going to cancel. Yeah. But forcing Starkiller to pull those units back. Behind this, we do have a Dark Shrine coming out. So that's a interesting little twist that we'll see thrown in here. I mean, we already have the Twilight Council, so you might as well go for it, as well as, you know, Immortals and other standard Robo units. And now he's kind of splitting up these adepts. He's going to shade 2 into the natural, probably drop 4 into the main, and then maybe shade the other 2 into the third.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, I think the roaches in the main pushed back the prism, and the roaches at the third kept the third from being pushed.
You know what would be cool is if he makes once the Dark Shrine finishes, he makes a 3-prong attack. He can shade the 2 adepts into the third base. He can mass warp a lot of adepts into the main base, and then just send the DTs into the natural. That would be pretty chaotic for Starkiller to defend. But instead, it looks like Starkiller, he's got no intention of defending. He instead wants to go on the offense here. He's like, screw this. I'm not chasing any warp prism. I'm not playing tag here. Going for the win.
Yeah. Losing the 7 workers is like, I'm just going to do what I did last time and just like run at your face. Yeah, I think I remember a long time ago watching a Day 9 daily where basically, actually, before I get to that, the Overseer, a little bit lagging here, so these DT is going to get a few shots in. There is an Overseer alive, though, so it will come up, and this is pretty scary. It's a lot of Zerg units, and the wall has kind of fallen here. Pushing up, starting to pressure the Immortals away from the shield batteries.
Oh,
We got
man.
one Immortal down, second one trapped.
Yeah, these roaches are just cleaning up all the Immortals. Unfortunately for him, looks like Rodzyn will have to GG out, and Starkiller gets a second win under his belt.
Yeah, picking up game 3 here, bringing the series to 2-1. I realized I just messaged you. I probably just could also tell you. I tried checking on the stream, and I'm not actually seeing it live right now. Where we should be streaming to Alpha X SC2, correct?
No, actually, we're streaming on the Freaka TV.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we are good. Let's hop on over to the EU server.
All right.
Oh, I just relogged into North America. Let's do EU.
All right, let's go ahead and check the chat. It looks like Sunlily is here, Misatic is here, Captain Canuck as well.
Hey, friends.
Looks like these guys, Romsley and Captain Canuck, all rooting for Starkiller.
Protoss players, choosing to go with whomever they please.
Well, I heard Starkiller, he's the pizza king, so I think I heard if you root for him, he might share some of his pizza.
We'll see. I think we only have a few maps left here. We've got Zen, Sim, Purity. I think there's the last three.
Purity and industry, he said. Oh yeah.
Cool. Let's go ahead and create that. All right.
All right, with Purity and industry, I mean, this map is, of course, definitely very unique compared to the some of the maps, the current map pool, and sometimes a lot of you know, kind of weird games happen here as well.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last time we were casting together. Maps that have those slow zones tend to not be fan favorites, and this map has a lot of them. In addition, it's kind of I think scrap station is the analogy that's thrown around quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's very similar to an older map.
Definitely. We'll see if this turns out to be one of those weird games.
Yeah, well, spawning in the dark side of the map, we have our teal Zerg player. It is Starkiller.
And spawning at the light side of the map, it is the red Protoss player, Rodzyn. Or Rodzyn, sorry.
Oh, I got you doing it. My apologies. Okay, so no early drone walking across quite yet. Typical kind of gateway scouting here from Rodzyn.
It looks like a Starkiller sending his overlord through the inhibitor zone, basking in the red matrix lights. Let's get a zoom in that.
Yeah, it's got a speed going.
These are Purity water. He's that overlord is definitely clean after this nice shower.
Mm-hmm.
And this time around there is no hatchery block. I'm wondering if that is something that works on this map. I'm not too sure. I would assume that maybe not much so, because if you do block it, there is a chance that a Protoss can just decide to go crazy and go for that lower gold base at the bottom left.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and like obviously if you can force the Protoss player to kind of split their bases, that can be advantageous, but it also opens up a wide range of things that perhaps you hadn't planned on. Makes it more or a less predictable game, that is.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I wish maybe that this map had, maybe it was maybe a watchtower at the bottom area, so that way people can scout if there is a gold base or not. There's only one watchtower here at this kind of, I guess, between the bases, the main bases here, which does cover the, I guess, the top right side. But I would have loved another watchtower at the bottom left side instead as well.
So I think this is a really interesting block by Rodzyn. Sorry to change topics. We have the third getting blocked with a pylon here. I've seen Zergs take kind of two different third bases. There's this one on the high ground. There's also this slightly more aggressive one on the low ground, closer to the other bases. I guess Rodzyn kind of is assuming that Starkiller wants to macro a little bit more and kind of like sit back and not be as crazy aggressive, and that's why he went to block this third base as opposed to the low ground one. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you're going for an aggressive build, maybe if you're going for like a Bailing bust, I think the lower third base that's closer would be better. But if you're going for a macro game, I think the other one would be better, because if Protoss does go for like kind of a 3 Immortal mass sentry push, that can be quite strong on this map, especially since the third base is more closer. It's going to be harder to defend. So I think it was probably best for Starkiller to go for the kind of the bottom right one.
For sure. Okay, we do see a fleet beacon actually dropping down right now, along with the second Stargate.
Ooh.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll see some more carriers this game.
Oh yeah, that could definitely be. I mean, it could be anything actually. It could be Flux Veins, Void Raids. It could be double Stargate Tempest. It could be mass carriers.
There's a lot of options here. Phoenix kind of coming in, just getting a little bit of a scout. Zling's running over, checking for a third base. They see no third base. All right, well, we do have two carriers started up. So we'll see what kind of push he tries, what kind of action he makes. But a little drop coming here. Got 3 queens and a bunch of lings. He does have Overlord movement speed. So these Overlords, while still slow, are slowly moving through those zones.
Yeah, so Starkiller is going to do an attack right in the front as well in the back. So these carriers not going to help the front. But look at this, Rodzyn already scouting it. He's throwing down a bunch of buildings to block this. And here we go. The drop has commenced. Carriers does just finish popping out. But is there enough on the front side as well? Rodzyn is going to have to try to continuously block. And actually, he's moving his Overlord. Going to ferry these lings over. Oh my goodness. Gosh. Starkiller, you mad dog.
Now, it looks like all the queens have been cleaned up in the main, so the carriers can start making their way over. But the lings are inside. The wall is down, and units are continuing to kind of flood over. Not too many workers down yet. Just 2, 3. But in terms of the structures, we've lost a lot of buildings at the front.
Oh yeah, and more links coming in. Oh, he's got to definitely wall that off ASAP. But if he can wall off, which looks like he is, I gotta say, Rodzyn held that pretty well.
Yes, very good job, like keeping us cool, not, freaking out as soon as the lings broke the wall. So it's like, okay, the wall is down, but we can rebuild it. And only losing, at this point in the game, 5 workers total.
Yeah, Rodzyn's got to be feeling really well, really good. I mean, he's up 20 workers. That in 7 minutes into the game is quite significant.
Yeah, double the worker count is another way to put it. Ling is going to try to come in here, but realizing like, oh nope, these adepts are going to push us back. Spire coming down, but those carriers are making their way across the slow zones.
Yeah, even with the slow zones, I don't see the Spire popping out in time to defend it. I mean, he's gonna definitely lose a hatchery or so before these corruptors can be made. And here we go, the 3 carriers, as well as a Phoenix to even lift the Queen.
Spire finishes, but carrier's already in here, starting to do some work. One queen lifted, the other queen getting fired down.
Oh, actually, Rodzyn, he's focused firing on those queens. We'll actually move into the natural here, trying to get some more workers. 8 workers going down so far, but these corruptors are going up. 2 void rays actually being mixed in, which I love. That's going to help definitely against those corruptors.
Spawning pool down, so if he gets this layer, I mean, obviously Starkiller is remaking spawning pool, but if the layer goes down, he will have to remake spawning pool first. Okay. Some good micro pulling back the wounded carrier.
Yeah, I don't think Starkiller is going to last much longer. He has stuff down way low in the worker supply. He's lost his lair as well as his spawning pool, as well as a bunch of queens. 3 corruptors aren't going to kill 3 carriers.
Yeah, I wonder if he had waited until he had all of those corruptors, maybe he could have pushed it. But I think at the point in the game when he didn't just kill Rodzyn with the lings when he broke the wall, I think that's when it started kind of tilting in Rodzyn's favor pretty heavily.
Yeah, and even if somehow Starkiller miraculously held that, he was going to be down by a base as well as with tech and with workers. So I mean, it was gonna end either way. Rodzyn was actually transitioning into Glaive of Depths as well, so it wasn't gonna end pretty, even if he miraculously held the carrier push. So looks like Rodzyn has tied up the series here, 2-2. We have ourselves a series, so it's kind of come down to a kind of a best of 5 series to see who will win.
Yeah. I again just joined the lobby. I think I'm the last one here again. Has the next map been posted yet?
Nope, I just joined in the server here.
All right, looks like it's going to be Golden Wall.
You know, with the map named the Golden Wall, you expect some walls on this map to be gold, right?
I think maybe it's because of the mineral wall, golden mineral walls, but yeah, like even all of the other more standard concrete-looking walls, yeah, they could have added a little bit of a golden hue to them.
Yeah, I mean the main base looks to be kind of gold, but I don't see any. Well, you know what? Let's just get into the game and actually take a look.
Yeah. We'll do a closer inspection of the color schemes of the map here shortly.
Yeah.
All right, here. Well, spawning on the bottom right side of our map, our teal Zerg player once again. This is Starkiller.
And spawning at the left side of the map, it is the pink Protoss. He is Rodzyn.
Okay, we do have that early drone. Oh, actually, not going to block though. He's going to take the golden base.
Oh, here we go. Force being thrown down.
Oh, you know this is the kind of game that I enjoy.
Yeah, definitely. Is Xeno in the game here in the chat?
Yeah. Oh, but the probe goes right past, doesn't see the hatchery at the gold base.
Oh my god.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that the pathing there wasn't going to provide for that. So, Rodzyn, assuming he doesn't even poke up, assuming like, oh, maybe there's the 12 pool. Okay, no, he comes back and checks, and sure enough, there's the gold. And we should see these pylons come down shortly.
All right, let's see if Starkiller. I mean, he doesn't see this in his vision, so he can't be sure.
But he sees that probe going around, so he's pulling the drones. He knows what's happening.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be able to cancel this in time, at least at the very least. But will he let that hatchery finish? He does.
He lets it finish. Now, with all these drones here, he might be able to get the surface. Well, okay, no, only 2 of them attacking him is not going to be enough to kill that first cannon. Another probe coming in to assist. He's got 3 cannons building. Here comes a 4th. The gateway is finished here, along with the assimilator. Gas starting to get mined.
Oh wait.
These cannons are going to make quick work. Oh.
Yeah. You know what? If he doesn't make another pylon, I mean, okay, never mind. There we go.
Yeah, with the creep spreading, you know, he might not be able to, but I mean, this hatch is definitely dead. I think actually, Rodzyn probably should have canceled that last cannon when he saw the spines get canceled.
Yeah, I mean, both players has invested heavily into this. Hard to say who would have won because, I mean, yeah, he did kill the Nexus, he did force the drones, he did force the spine crawlers, but he did make a lot of cannons there for 1 hatchery. And now it's time for starkiller to go for the counterattack, but, I mean, Rodzyn, he should be safe.
Yeah, there's a baneling's nest about to finish, so we'll see if these lings can turn into banelings, then crash through the wall here. He's going to get pushed back here a little bit, but if he breaks that forge down, that's the weak point in the wall at this point. We'll see if the gateway gets dropped behind it, and oh, it looks like Rodzyn might be wise to this. Sentry coming out, so he should be able to keep the Banes out.
Yeah, his probe scouted the Baneling Nest, which forced the cancel on the Baneling Nest. Instead, he's going to throw down a evolution chamber and try to macro back out of this. So one of the
both players mining out the back.
Yeah,
Sorry,
especially since he had to wall off for the Baneling bus potential. One of the quirks about this map is that there is a backside base, so really smart of him to go for that one.
It'll be interesting. So the Overlord does see this, and because Starkiller saw that, Starkiller started mining his own, and these lings are going to be able to just run through across this bottom path and probably deny this Nexus that's going up. And we'll have to see if enough cannons and gateways come down to protect it, then maybe Rodzyn will be fine. But the lings are starting to run over right now.
Yeah, and you know what? He actually just wasted energy on a hallucinated Phoenix. So he's not going to have energy for a force field. These lings that just walk right in through. Oh!
Probe slightly out of position. Gateway's canceled. Chrono boosting the Oracle.
Oh man, this is so good for Starkiller. Oh my god, he even lets some of these lings goes in. Oh my god.
Oh dear. I mean, with the Oracle, maybe he can start killing some of these things, get the little beam charging away. Warp gate isn't quite finished. It should be done just a sec, but there's only one gateway, so it's not like he's going to be able to have a huge swell of zealots or adepts to help with this. At this point, he hasn't lost too many probes. Okay, 2 going down. There's a 3rd.
Yeah, but he's denying a lot of mining time here.
Yeah. very well done by Starkiller. You know, and behind all of this, he's taken that natural base. He's still making lings. He hasn't droned too much. He's fitting 1 or 2 drones in every now and then.
Oh, but a bunch more lings actually streaming across the map will probably further delay this.
Oh yeah, if those lings had just run into the base, they probably could have denied some more mining time.
Yeah, possibly. Although that would have been a commitment because...
That's true. Who would have been throwing the units away?
Alright, he's going to go ahead and back out, wait for the energy on the oracles to diminish. But I think with these, possibly these two adepts should be able to clean up the rest.
Third base just about done. These lings just continuing to kind of harass.
Yeah, imagine the queens just walk their slow behinds all the way across. I mean, that would probably must be a GG there. Oh man, even getting surrounded on this warping adept. Oh, things are not looking good for our Protoss player.
Oh, not even getting the cancel on that pylon going down as well.
Yeah, maybe Starkiller a bit overextending here. He's losing a few lings here and there. I'm thinking this might start treading towards Rodzyn favor. Although he still can't get those 2 gateways up. Oh man.
Yeah, well, and I mean, these oracles are running out of energy. There's another oracle in the main coming out, and okay, with the lings and the adepts coming down, should be able to save the Nexus.
Okay, he finally gets the wall up there.
But a bunch more lings show up. Now, I think they should be able to get pushed back with the adepts here. Well, you know, I say that, and then perhaps not.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. So I think Starkiller might have just overextended there a bit. So the lead that he had, I think all of a sudden is kind of a tied game here.
Yeah, if we look at the worker, you know, Starkiller is still up in workers, but he's been, you know, income advantage. He had a huge advantage and then kind of didn't leverage it at all. Because he's kept Rodzyn on the back foot, he's been able to drone a little bit, and it's starting to swing back in his favor on the income advantage tab. But there's a lot of oracles out on the map and a lot of adepts, so until these roaches, or excuse me, the hydras come out, actually even when the hydras come out, it's a lot of things that do well against light units.
Yeah, 5 oracles. I think he's just gonna stick. Yeah, he's just gonna stick with 5 oracles, not making any more as he's transitioning into 2 robos and a twilight cancel. Now let's see how much damage these oracle can do. But there are some queens parked there very closely. He's gonna go ahead and focus fire on this spore crawler. Let's see how many drones he can get. Not too much so far. 5, 6 total here.
Yeah, losing 1 oracle, maybe. No, okay, should be able to get out with those. So 6 drones for an oracle. Not bad, not great like this. I mean, I would take, I think, 6 drones for an oracle.
All right, and now he is going to send out all these adepts. Now, keep in mind, these adepts don't have any glaive upgrades, so these are slow attacking adepts.
But there are a fair number of them. And right now the army consists primarily of light units and those 4 queens.
All right,
with getting that one last hydra. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, now with these adepts push back, you can snipe that Artosis pylon there, powering all these cannons. And this now opens the avenue for him to just get the gold base, which is pretty nice.
Yeah. If he wanted to, he could take it from the backside as well and just not try to get the gas. It's something I've seen a couple people do. Kind of keeps all of your bases closer together here. But, because he's putting that tumor there, I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case. These hydras are so slow off of creep. The hydralisk speed coming up. But those hydras are going to walk right into this stasis ward. Ooh, trapping half of them.
Oh man, these
Sentry has a lot of energy, so he should be able to force field. Well, okay. He's gonna just go back behind his wall.
I'm not sure if that was best, but maybe so. I think he's gonna need one more warp in, or maybe possibly be two to help defend against this. Although he has 4. Oh, okay, he's waiting for the Colossus. Okay.
2 Colossi. Yeah, I think that's I missed that as well. I think that was definitely the reason why he kind of held back. So you know what? I can take this. I'll lose some units, but if I wait until the Colossi, I should be able to just like overwhelm.
Oh, and that was really nice decision. Oh, these Colossus doing a lot of splash damage. All these Hydralisks going down, and Rodzyn cleans this up fairly easy.
Yeah, Rodzyn totally made the right call there, just waiting for those Colossi to finish. And now he's going to do a little counter push here.
Yeah, and maybe starkiller might be wondering if he should have expanded here, because this is going to be a base that's a bit closer to the Protoss army, which means the Colossus reinforcement can arrive sooner. But he got to be careful not to overextend. He doesn't really have much buffer for these Colossus, and these Colossus get sniped down by these Hydralisks. Oh no!
A little bit of an overextension there.
Yeah.
Rodzyn is going to go ahead and take the gold base from the backside, like I was talking about earlier, kind of keeping his natural and his third close.
That looks just quite funny for some reason.
Well, it's also interesting. He took it slightly offset to the left, so I guess it's not perfectly optimal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't think it really, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think that is going to make a difference.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. Now, because we lost those 2 gateways at the front there, we aren't able to quite make as many units as we would like. Of course, there are 2 more gateways finishing in the main, having to remake those. But...
All right, so looks like the game has stabilized, but starkiller, he's all of a sudden, he's actually quite ahead in the workers, and he's actually making 12 more workers in the production tab, so he is going to be quite good on the worker count for quite some time as well. Looks like the question is, does he have enough units to defend against this?
I think so. With all those corruptors coming in, he should be able to kind of zone out those colossi. There's not a whole lot that can shoot up and counter these corruptors.
Oh, and even a nice wraparound by these links too.
Although there's not a whole lot left on the ground here for starkiller. Does kill the warp prism though, stopping the reinforcements.
Yeah, he should be fine. I mean, more Hydralisks on the way. He's got actually 2-1 upgrade lead on his units, while Rodzyn has yet to even get a upgrade. Did he lose his forge? Yeah, I think he lost his forge.
These corruptors just kind of spitting on this third nexus. They are going to be able to get it. So taking down the third base for Rodzyn. Very well done by starkiller. He's got all these corruptors. He's got the spire. Do you think we're going to see an infestation pit? Maybe like go up to hive and get broodlords, or is he just going to stick with this Hydra-based army? Hydra to kill the ground units, corruptors to kill the colossi.
Well, I definitely would favor going for the broodlords, but I think he could just go Banelings and just outright win. I mean, he's got only Adepts here. Baneling should be able to clean that up fairly easily. Oh, and these Adepts actually shades into the Hydralisk. I'm not sure if that was the correct decision, as half his army is on the other side. Yeah, I think he just might have kind of threw away his Adept army there.
Yeah, he did kill quite a few of the Hydras. I would have to, go back and watch the food again to see how that went. But yeah, I think you're right. Even he realized it. Losing all of those Adepts made his army pretty weak, and brought the game over into Starkiller's side.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love how Rodzyn went for Cannon Rush, because, I mean, who doesn't love a Cannon Rush game? But yeah, but when you get into these unorthodox kind of games, I still say it favors Starkiller, and Starkiller proving that as he once again wins one of these weird kind of games.
Yeah, for sure.
And that means Starkiller will take a 3-2 lead. That leaves 2 maps left.
Yeah, we will see if they choose. I believe the only 2 maps left are going to be Zen and Sim. So between those 2, we'll see which the players choose.
All right, taking a look at the chat here. Sushi saying that's 700 minerals for a hatchery. Yep, that was quite the commitment of cannons and pylons. He should have, yeah, I think you're right. He should have definitely canceled that 4th cannon. I think that would have been much better. That would have been faster Nexus, faster wall off at the natural. So yeah. Yeah.
All of those things would have come down in order, like you're saying, because there's a long period of time where, Rodzyn couldn't get that game. I couldn't get that base up, right? The pylon kept falling over and over and over, and the lings just kept streaming in. All right, looks like both players are ready, so we will hop into this game on Zen.
All right, while we wait for this game to load, I want you all to channel your inner Zen for the next few seconds. Channel your energy, send them towards to who you want to win this upcoming game, and here we go.
All right, well, if your inner energy was getting channeled to our Zerg player, I would like you to give it up alone in your home, or with friends maybe watching in your home. For our teal Zerg player, we have Starkiller.
And if you're rooting for our red Protoss, give it up for Rodzyn.
I think I can faintly hear one person in their living room cheering with their Bose headphones on. They're like, yeah! They got those thunder sticks and they're slapping them together. That's what I'd like to imagine anyway.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. I mean, he's like, all of a sudden, yeah!
So this is actually one thing that is interesting. This map was very recently changed, or not very recently. When the ladder pool came out, this was changed. And I didn't realize this until I think HJax was telling me that with one pylon here, you can wall off that mineral patch as well as create the wall to the rocks. Obviously, you're not making the full wall, but you make it so you can drop a pylon kind of thing. So interesting adjustment they made just by moving that ramp over.
Yeah, for sure. Because, I mean, this is 2 ramps to the natural is hard enough. So making that change is definitely helpful for Protoss players. Now, interesting thing to note, Starkiller did go for a faster pool into Extractor before his natural, only because I think this map tends to maybe go for... It could be a bit cheesy, against the Zerg. So I think I like that decision by Starkiller to go for the quicker. I mean, it's just a tad quicker. It doesn't really change or affect it too much. So I love that. Oh, actually, this nice little pylon block. Cheeky.
Make the Lings take the long way around. Yeah, this map does have one of the shorter rush distances, so I think you're right. You know, being safe, taking that pool, definitely something that players are going to go for. And we do see a Baneling's nest started here.
Oh,
So a little bit out of the ordinary at this point.
yeah, and Rodzyn has not scouted this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's going to be important for him to send that adept to make sure. Although he might actually want to keep it at home because of these Lings, but it's gonna delay the scout of this adept. You wanna, with cheeses like this, you wanna send the adept to make sure that the Zerg is droning and not making a lot of units. And he's gonna go this is gonna go unscouted.
Yeah, I mean, functionally, okay, we'll see. Oh, yeah, that Shade is just going to see the 2 Lings, not seeing all those Banelings started over on the other side here, and he's going for the Twilight Council. He did make another shield batter here, but shield batteries aren't going to help too much against Banelings if the Banelings just come in and kill all of your units.
Oh, yeah, and there's no force field here. There's no pylon wall off, and the Zerglings go through all these probes. Gotta run. Oh man, this Baneling as well, trying to get a pop shot on this. Yeah, this is pretty much GG. There's no way.
Ooh. Very well done by Starkiller. Abusing the lack of vision, the lack of scouting. He's like, oh, you saw my hatchery? Well, cool. Guess what? I'm not actually using that as a macro hatchery. Or I'm using it as a macro hatchery, not as an actual mining base.
Yeah, and the worst part is that Rodzyn, he went for Twilight Tech, so he did not have any Orcos or Mordo. If he went for Stargate or Robotics, he went for the kind of the worst build opening against that.
It's like, which tech structure doesn't make any units? The Twilight Council.
Exactly. And that's kind of what we call a somewhat build order loss, but it's also because the lack of scouting, just unfortunate for Rodzyn.
All right. Okay, everybody is in here. Looks like Rodzyn's ready. Starkiller, buddy, you good to go? All right, we got the go. Good luck.
All right, we're about to head into our 7th game, potentially our last game, as Starkiller's 1 game away from clinching the series. Rodzyn will have to win the rest of these games in order to claim victory. So we shall see how it will all play out on Simulacrum.
Yeah. Pretty standard map. The players should be familiar with it. And spawning in the bottom right corner, once again sporting that wonderful pink color, we have our Protoss player, Rodzyn.
And spawning at the top left, we have our Blue Teal player, the Blue Teal Zerg. It is Starkiller.
Starkiller has been going for that extractor trick at the beginning, which is interesting. Why? I'm trying to figure out what, because he wasn't supply blocked, was he? Interesting. I'll have to go back and watch these replays later. But in any case, looks like pretty standard opening. The probe's making his way across. No crazy drone going to block again. So regular openings from both players here.
Yeah, so a little bit about this map. This is quite a big map. I mean, look at the main base alone. I mean, this is a lot of ground in a lot of surface area, which makes things like, aggressive Nidus Worm play really well. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, definitely. I agree with you. You know, because the main base is so big and there's a bunch of little pockets, you do have to be careful about that Nidus play. So we'll see if that comes into effect here. But that's definitely something I know I have run into on ladders. So.
Yeah, and looks like the starkiller is opted to go for 3 hatch before. Yeah, he's going all greedy here, and Rodzyn has scouted this, so we'll see if how he responds. Whether he go for some aggression to punish this, whether he goes for his own quick third, we shall see as soon as the cybernetic core is done.
Indeed. At this point, we're in the standard macro phase here. We do have one adept getting chronoed out. You know, we'll probably go into block that hole, and we'll see another structure finish the wall up there. We do have that Stargate come out, so looks like the call is going to be made to go for a tech opening, try to punish the greed of the Zerg player. If he chronos out the oracles or an oracle, he can probably get in there before there's a huge number of queens and spores. So we'll see if he goes for that or if he decides to go for the Phoenix opening. Overlord is coming in and it will get the scout off, so that might affect things.
All right, Oracle gonna go ahead and shade into possibly into the main. Will he let it shade? Nope, he cancels it just in time. Just to be safe. Oracle on the way. Looks like he will opt to go for the Oracle and possibly combine it with these 2 adept and try to do some economic damage.
Of course, 2 adepts being the magic number needed to one-shot drones. One-shot any worker except for Terran workers.
Yep, they need 3 shots to kill an SCV.
An extra 5 hit points. Getting 1, 2 more lings, and then shading out. Oracle being rallied straight across. There is a spore and a queen here, so I'm skeptical that this Oracle will get too many kills here.
I would have loved for him to kind of do a combo attack with the adept, but it looks like these adepts have just chilling out in the middle here.
And they're actually gonna okay. They do start moving. I was gonna say the lings are coming to say hello to the adepts.
Ooh, just barely got them tagged. We'll be safely go back home.
Hiding behind their third hold positioned friend. 2 oracles now coming out with the 3rd one on the way. We also do have a robo coming from Rodzyn. And at the same time, Layer is getting built along with the Evo chamber from Starkiller.
Alright, so far we have an interesting kind of a twist here. You have a bunch of gateways being thrown down. You got +1 happening. Do you think this is going to be a timing attack, or is this just he's going to go ahead and just go into the kind of the later stages of the game?
Yeah, I think it might be, although it seems like Rodzyn might have changed his mind. At first he was making a warp prism, then he canceled that to start the immortal. So I'm wondering if he got some other information that made him decide to change his mind here. But looks like these 2 adepts gonna kind of kill some of these lings. There's a lot more lings coming in, and these adepts, yeah, gonna have to hide in a hole, and oh well, they're gonna go down. These things should be able to kill that pylon at least.
Oh, I'm not sure about that warp in there. Interesting. I feel like this.
He did warp in.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was gonna say he did warp in such a way that only a couple lings could hit the adept, which was nice. It still ended up falling, and he was able to save the pylon. But Oracle's going and getting 5 drones in the natural here. Queen's eventually able to shoo it off. But really good multitasking there by Rodzyn, thinking, okay, cool, you're focusing on these lings, you're trying to kill my units, well, I'm going to poke in here while you're not paying attention and snag a couple free workers.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, like, I feel like this dirt base is going to be a fake dirt base. It's for looks, but he has no intention of mining from it in the near future. So I mean, he's moving out with his mass sentry. Got the warp prism.
Yeah, he's got 8 gateways here. He's got his warp prism. This is going to be a big push. I think you're right. I think this is a cosmetic nexus. a macro nexus, as it were. So he can force field the front there for quite some time if he needs to. Surely this base is not going to be long for the world. Hydras and Banes coming out. The Banes are going to finish in a sec, but yep, hatchery falls. And we'll see. It looks like the pressure is continuing up. You know, with all of those gateways, might as well.
Oh yeah, but centrifugal hooks as well as Hydralisk range has just finished. And here we go. Gonna have some nice force fields. You're gonna need some nice force fields. Oh, this is yeah, this is looking pretty good for Rodzyn. He's got starkiller in the awkward position. Drones being pulled, and all these force fields going down, blocking a lot of these reinforcements. Oh, but he's gonna force field himself into kind of choke here.
The Warp Prism does go down, but at this point we're at 18, 19, 20 workers, 21, 23, 25. The economic damage here is just non-stop. And there's still a few stalkers left, 26 workers falling at the end of that. And at that point, you know, Starkiller thinking to himself, okay, I need to just go push him. I've killed the army. I need to just end this game right now. No more drones in production. Hydralisk's getting cranked out constantly with the Hydralisk speed and some more lings.
All right.
It's third base. Probably gonna see a little bit of heat here in a moment.
Yeah, he's this is a kind of a predicament where, I mean, the protest is ahead in workers and economy, but he is down in army supply. So he's gonna need some nice force field there.
Oh, very well done. Trapping, you know, half a dozen Hydralisks as they come up that ramp. That's the kind of thing that Rodzyn needs to do in order to hold this. Let's see if he still has enough energy to keep these Banelings from getting too much damage done. And I think at this point, Rodzyn holds this no problem.
Yeah, no more Banelings left. And these Hydralisks will have to be forced to retreat. One lone Hydralisk trying to claim victory, but against this Protoss army force, just not quite enough. And now Starkiller is in quite a predicament. I mean, he's got 3 bases to 3 bases, down by 39 workers to 56. It's not looking good.
Yeah, I think this Baneling run by here is going to have to get a lot of damage done. There isn't a depth there that might see it, so maybe the workers can get pulled in time. The sentries are a little bit out of position. They're not going to be able to force field things.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, here come the road police. Yeah, all right. So the workers are going to get pulled, only losing 2, not even 4, to that little Baneling run by.
Yeah, whenever you see Zerg going for Banelings, I think, yeah, it's just the best to just park a Zealot or a Adept there. Maybe even, you know, do a full wall off if you would not decide to go for that 4th base up at the top right. That will definitely help in your response time to those Banelings.
Now behind this, Starkiller's been making nothing but drones. I mean, he just added on 3 more Hydralisks, and he's got the Lurker Den as well as the Infestation Pit coming. But he's almost caught up in the workers, just because he's like, all right, cool, I've kind of kept you home, maybe I have some space, but here comes another pretty scary push here. And if we look at the army tab, the Protoss army has a lot more to play with, and the tech is a little bit higher.
Yeah, this
8 more Hydras in production.
Yeah, this got more firepower, a lot of sentry energy, and yeah, this might be it here. Force field, nice force field going down. No more Bane's Nest. There are a few Hydralisks in the back, but once these force fields are over, another warp in as well. This is pretty much it. He's got all his Hydralisks kind of popping out one by one here in the line, and this third base. Oh, actually, before that, Starkiller will GG out, and Rodzyn keeps his hopes alive.
Yeah, it does bring our series to 3-4 at this point, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct.
Or no, 4-4. Yeah, okay. All right, let's hop on over back to. Oh, don't want Korea. We want Europe.
And that's going to favor Rodzyn. He's from EU, so I mean, if he can win this one, force it to an ace match to the 9th game, that would be great for him. All right, looks like Mr. Tick is saying, "Go Zerg, end the game quickly."
Well, the game did end quickly.
So we know Mr. Tick is rooting for starkiller here, but Rodzyn proving to be quite the force, not easy to take down. And we'll see. Oh, actually, as well, this the map will reset since all 7 maps have been played. So that means Rodzyn will be able to. No, not Rodzyn. Starkiller will be able to choose whatever map he decides to go for, and it looks like he's going to go for Zen.
Zen, yeah. All right, let me go ahead and get that opened up here.
Remember, guys, there is a Matcherino page, guys, for this event. It's in the chat board. You can see it. Just copy and paste, and also copy and paste the coupon code where you can contribute 50 cents for free. Just log into your Twitch or Google or Blizzard, whatever account that is available, and you can help support the players.
Yeah, and it's always, these players are taking their time to play this series for us. We want to make sure that it's worth their time and support them as they give us this wonderful entertainment.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, as this game starts, we have our blue Zerg player on game point. In the top right, it is Starkiller.
And spawning at the bottom left is the red Protoss player, looking to type the series and push it to the 9th and final match. Can he do it? It is Rodzyn.
This is the point where everybody gets the thunder sticks out, like, yeah!
It would be pretty nice to get like kind of a crowd background track.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a laugh track, but like a cheering track kind of thing.
Yeah.
We could make that happen. It seems within the not for this series, but at some point in the future we can pull that off, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean,
right,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say Probe making his way over. Scout that it was pool first. Oh, he can actually block this hatch. Oh, Starkiller trying to do something sneaky. Keep the drone at the top of the ramp, wait for the Probe to make his way up, and then beat him down so that he can drop the hatch. But Rodzyn, wise to this, goes ahead and pays attention, pulls down, forcing Starkiller to take that 3rd base.
Yeah, he probably might have wanted to hide the drone instead, let the Probe go into the main base, and then just move out once the Probe is in, and then expand. But nice block there by Rodzyn, so a little bit of a win there, which means that the drone transfer will be a bit longer. But Starkiller, he went for the same build that he went for the first time around on this map. So remember, guys, he did go for a Baneling bust. We'll see if he decides to go for that once again. But this Probe, this time around, will be able to scale a bit longer. Let's see if he drops that Baneling nest as soon as the 50 gas is mined. No, it doesn't look like it. He's actually pulling drones off of gas.
Yeah, so you left the 1 on there. So we'll see what happens. He's got a little bit of gas, but like you said, it'll come down to we have the 50. So let's see what happens. In the other side of the map, we do have the Stargate going down. And Starkiller not quite able to see that with his Overlord this time.
Yeah, we'll have to move it just slightly down. But Rodzyn will be able to at least scout the third hatchery. So he at least knows it's not going to be a 2-base all-in like last time. Oh, speed just finished. And oh, this adept does get caught off. That is, yeah, he's going to definitely need to wall off completely. Because unless he has a shield battery, that adept will not stand against all these links.
Overlord does kind of poke in and is able to get the scout off and see the Oracle getting constructed inside of that Stargate.
So yeah, Spore Call is going down at a really nice timing at 3:30 mark, so that by the time the Oracle does arrive, these Spore Callers will be able to be finished and defend. So yeah, we're gonna have ourselves quite the standard game, at least in the opening stages. Which yeah, which leads me to think it's gonna favor Rodzyn. He's been winning all the standard games, so.
Okay, that Oracle poking in, only getting 1 drone for its troubles, taking a little bit of hull damage. But 1 is better than nothing. Warp Gate finishing up, and another Oracle coming out to go join up with the first one.
Yeah, so this is a kind of a bit of a head scratcher. I'm not sure exactly why, but some Protoss actually likes to go for 2 Oracles and just like stop at that. Then some actually likes to go for 3. What do you think is the reason why some Protoss kind of decides to go for 2 instead of 3, or 3 instead of 2?
I mean, 2 is enough that you can just sit there and like zap the drones down really quickly. Having the third one, I guess, lets you kind of power down queens and spores. So if you really want to kind of get in there and like get like damage, you can try with that. Although if other queens waddle over and start getting transfuses, you're gonna have to pull those back. But all right, these 4 adepts here going to town. Ling is coming over, but with the adepts crawling into this mineral wall, it's gonna do a pretty good job. They're gonna shade over into the other base. 2 of them surviving. Oh, all right, 7 workers down here.
Oh, can we get 8? No, just barely.
Not quite, not quite.
So nice little damage there. 4 deaths for 7 drones. These Oracles are still alive with plenty of energy to get more drone damage done. But these Lings are counterattacking. These Adepts got to get into that little area, the choke area between the pylons. Oracles will be coming back to help defend.
Picking off a couple of those Lings. And yeah, like you mentioned, getting those Adepts hidden in there. And I really do enjoy this this pylon placement, right? It's great. You can drop the Adepts in there. Later, if you want, you can put like a cannon and a gateway on the outside or something. Just kind of make sure that your the Zerglings can't get damage dealt to your defense.
All right, some additional worker kills by these Oracles. Definitely paying for themselves. And ooh, what do we have here? We have a really quick infestation pit.
Yeah, we've got the roaches coming out with the roach speed, but the infestation pit finished, and we'll see Nidus as well. So getting all of the tech structures and swarm hosts. So it's going to be Nidus swarm host.
Oh, and this is actually scouted.
Rodzyn getting beautiful, choosing to go into the main at that time to get some of those worker kills, giving him a lot of information.
All right, so the thing is, he does scout it, but the question is, can he hold this? I mean, this map has a an area where kind of like on the right side of Rodzyn's main base, you can throw down the swarm host, and it is quite tough. Although he's actually sending 2 stalkers there.
2 stalkers, yeah. 2 stalkers showing up. 2 stalkers would normally be enough to kill the Nidus Worm, but because they showed up so late, they're not quite going to be able to get it down. They're going to kill that Overlord. And if the Oracles came over, he could actually trap these the swarm hosts. Okay, well, he does sacrifice those 2 stalkers, but he forces all those locusts to get spawned on the low ground. So, I mean, he might get 1 or 2 workers with these, but I think they're just going to perish before anything happens. Yeah, almost killing 2 workers. Another Nidus going down here.
Yeah, now it's just a game of where's Waldo, but in this scenario, where's the Nidus? He's got to find all these Niduses, kill them before these swarm hosts can recharge those locusts and shoot them out.
Another Nidus starting up on the north side of the Protoss player's base, and this is going to start getting annoying. He does have the Colossus, which is going to help him deal with this. But, you know, the Colossus can't be everywhere at once, and 8, 9, 10 workers going down. A third Nidus worm coming up at the bottom where the first one started. All right, Locusts coming in. Are they gonna? Okay, they're attacking static defense, not focusing down workers, unfortunately. Storm hosts coming out at the bottom side. Now these ones are gonna have to sit here for a second before they get their little pus sacks ready.
Oh, the way you made that sound.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so far I think Rodzyn, maybe with the exception of the first wave, has kind of stabilized in his defense. So really well done there.
As we say, okay, yeah, no, there is a Colossus at this at the third base. I was going to say at this point though, with all the Colossus in the main, he might have some issues with this next wave, but only 3 additional workers going down.
Yeah, and you know what? There's actually no 4th hatchery for the Zerg player, so if Rodzyn can kind of keep defending, stabilize, and then do a move out, he might actually get at least a snipe on this upcoming 4th base and just keep the Zerg on his 3 total bases.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. There's nothing in the natural quite yet, so if these locusts get in there, they can get a lot of damage done to these workers. Okay, the 2 Colossi attacking the assimilator? Okay, I think a little bit of a misclick here.
Oh man, he's got to move his probes. Although these locusts aren't being... Okay, there we go. Getting some worker done.
Yeah, 8, and this 1 Colossus sitting here with 2 HP. 1 more locust spit on it would have killed it. Well, losing a couple of swarm hosts.
And I gotta say, Rodzyn at some point has to move out because he cannot keep just defending these Niduses. I mean, if you just keep defending and defending, sooner or later these locusts will just accrue enough worker damage that you're just gonna be way behind.
Yeah, and you're basically the Zerg player at this point is just trading free units for actual units, right? So, really well done by Starkiller. He does have the Corruptors up. Doesn't have anything yet, but those Corruptors are going to do a good job of killing Colossi. There are some Disruptors mixed in here, and some Storm, and +3 attack is on the way. But this is still a scary Protoss army if the Protoss player decides to move across the map and attack.
Okay, with the Storm, that is definitely going to make defending against these Swarm hosts a lot more easier. And, oh, can he get... That's a lot.
It almost looked, yeah, for a second there, it almost looked like if he had killed the Nidus Storm, he could have trapped all of those swarm hosts out. And that is pretty much the bulk. I mean, we do have 20 roaches, actually, so I take that back. There's 20 roaches and 18 corruptors, but trapping all 20 of those swarm hosts would have been a pretty big deal.
Yeah, Starkiller is banking a bit too much minerals here, going above 2.2k. You might want to go ahead and throw down a bunch of hatcheries or something, maybe some spore or spine crawlers as well. But yeah, it looks like Rodzyn, he's moving out. He's ready to attack. He's been defending all game. He's like, no more. I'm doing the attacking this time around.
Yeah, Corruptors coming in, getting stormed a little bit, and they're going to start trying to pick off all these Colossi. And once the Colossi are down, there isn't... I mean, you can use Storm to deal with some of these, but the best approach, I guess, is to just run away from the locusts.
Yeah, I think it will be in Rodzyn's interest to just he's gonna all his classes down, so sack that. Just transition all the way to Immortal, Charge Lot, Templar, that kind of composition, and he should be okay because all these corruptors, they have no use for them anymore, except maybe spewing some vomiting on some buildings or something. But they can definitely not do anything against this ground unit of the Protoss.
Yeah. And like the hive's been done for some time, and he hasn't made that greater spire yet. It would make these, it would give these corruptors a use if he could turn them into broodlords. But at this point, he doesn't quite have the time to do this. He's got to deal with the Protoss army that's coming at him right now.
All right, another hatchery going down. Bothering those corruptors, hopefully taking down this base. He couldn't use the shield batteries to hopefully, but I think it's just too fast, too quick. It's no use, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try to remake it. That's basically trading 2 hatcheries for 1 Nexus. I think he should be okay with that.
Forward blink coming out of these stalkers, as well as a disruptor shot to pick off some of the swarm hosts. A lot of them going down, and these poor drones sitting here. Ravagers coming up. Pretty good disruptor shot there. But Protoss army is probably going to have to run away again as these locusts start to come out. Oh, big disruptor shot. Oh, taking out 4 Ravagers here. These corruptors flying overhead. I guess trying to confuse the stalkers, draw fire. Maybe.
Yeah, and actually a bunch of all these swarm hosts has been taken down. And here we go, starkiller doing one last stand, but it's just not quite enough. Rodzyn just has way too much units left over. He is ready to go into the ace match and hopefully win this series.
Yeah, very well played by both players. Starkiller keeping Rodzyn pinned for the longest time with all those Niduses, but ultimately the move out with the huge maxed army was too much. All right, let's hop back over into Americas and see where this ace match takes us.
Yeah, so I think a lot of Protoss actually have really difficulty defending that swarm host Nidus play, because it's just like really hard to defend on all sides. Try to find that Nidus, try to take that down, defending the swarm host locust. But Rodzyn, he showed us that it's really possible, and he held that really nicely. Was able to stabilize, get enough units to do a counterattack, and yeah, I think that was a really nice kind of an example of how you may want to defend against that type of play style from a Zerg.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Getting the Colossus up, kind of having 1 to 2 at each base, and just slowly holding on and making sure not to lose anything. Very well done. Good job splitting his attention, hunting down all those Nidus worms. Yeah, all around good play. All right, looks like we are going to go into Golden Wall as our last map of the day.
Yeah, tie 4-4. Let's see who can pull off the win here and get the bulk of the prize pool. Remember, there is a Match Arena page set up. Once again, just a reminder, just go ahead and type in the coupon code contribute, and it will contribute 50 cents for free. If you want to do so, you can also donate additional funds by doing kind of sponsor quests here at the right side. Here you can follow G Fuel, your Twitter, or maybe do a retweet. We'll add some additional funds, and then also if you like some of our Alpha X swag, you can also buy some of them. Everything goes into the prize pool, as you can see here, and yeah, just go ahead and support the players.
Yeah, for sure. I think right now all of the shirt. Well, we'll get back into the swag in just a moment. Let's go ahead and introduce our players here. Spawning in the bottom right, we have our teal or blue Zerg player. It is Starkiller.
And spawning at the left side of the map, it is the red Protoss player. He has done himself well with this little comeback here. Remember, he was down 2-4, and now he has the opportunity, the chance to pull out a win. Can he do it? It is Rodzyn.
Yeah. Okay. Well, opening the same way as the last game on Golden Wall. We got the golden base. Unfortunately, no forge yet here, so can't quite get the cannon rush. But the question is, by just putting the probe here, is he going to force 5 drones to come? And he is faking it.
Okay.
He's attacking a little bit too to try to draw the drones.
But you know what? This time around, Starkiller has yet pulled any. Oh my god, he actually let that.
Oh, pylon finish. Oh. Starkiller calling his bluff. Thinking there's no way you did it twice. And even if you did, it's fine. I'll just cancel again. Oh, actually, okay, here comes the late pull. The probe's not even there anymore. No, Starkiller, you did the. I guess they can just start mining, so that's fine. But yeah, that's not to attack the pylon. That's just my misread on my part. Yeah, they're just gonna be like, yeah, it's fine. There's a pylon. It's whatever. Send one drone to kind of chase the probe off, but Starkiller not really caring.
Yeah, as soon as this queen pops out, the teacher queen, he will teach all these drone students to paint a portrait of a pylon. It's on display here, so grab your paintbrush, paint it. Oh no, the Zerg's gonna actually take it down, unfortunately.
Zerg's just gonna kind of warm it up for the queen. You know, she'll come in and just go pop, get the killing blow. Yeah. So everything else besides this lone pylon. Oh, boom! Look at that. The queen does have 1 kill. So yeah, the queen taking the last shot there. Probe's still inside of the main of Starkiller. He's gonna try to hide it here actually, so he can come in and get a little bit of a scout in a moment. Maybe he'll see the evolution chamber coming down, or he'll just like kind of poke over and see the 3rd base.
Or they're just playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
These lings are just scouting everywhere. Unfortunately, this probe is in the best hiding spot.
Mm-hmm. The place where you least expect it, hiding in plain sight. All right, 2 adepts gonna kind of shade over here. Gonna make their way over, see if they can get a couple drone kills. The queen and the lings should be able to push them back, but I was starting to mention, yeah, the Alpha X Pro. I've ordered my jersey. It is getting produced. I think slightly delayed due to certain global circumstances, but I think most of the other things, you know, the T-shirts, sweatshirts, I think those are all still getting produced on time. So definitely, if you are interested in getting some Alpha X swag, I highly recommend picking it up.
Awesome! Can't wait to see a picture with you with the jersey.
Yeah. All right. So we have Baneling Nest coming down from Rodzyn, as well as +1 attack. Second gas being taken here. Everything else relatively standard.
Yeah.
Actually, Phoenix first. I think this is the first time he's gone Phoenix first in this match.
Oh no, he made an Oracle.
There was an Oracle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. And the Oracle did get a couple kills. Looking at it now.
Yeah, but not nearly enough to make up for the gold that Starkiller is mining off. Look at that. It's like it's almost mined out here pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay, Rodzyn going back in, adding on the second Oracle to go join its partner. And okay, this Oracle getting 1 more and getting out alive. It's up to 5 kills there. And a 3rd Oracle started here. So I just threw 1 Phoenix in the mix there. other than that, it has been the same as the other matches.
All right, Roach Warren.
Oh, triple Stargate, actually.
Oh.
Good. I totally missed that until I scrolled over. That's a lot of oracles getting produced here.
Yeah.
That's something that I apologize for missing that.
I thought there were gateways for some reason.
Yeah. No, I even have the production tab open, and I completely whiffed on that one. Yeah, we'll have to see. This is a lot of oracles. Now, bunch of roaches coming out from Starkiller, and while roaches don't shoot up, you know, they don't take a huge amount of damage from the oracles. But I think these oracles, if he's got enough of them, he should be able to power through those roaches and the ravagers that they're turning into.
Yeah. That's gonna be a pretty. I mean, once the oracle kind of reveals themselves, I think Starkiller has got probably no choice but to attack, because these drones will probably go down really quickly. And here we go.
Yeah, I think he comes in, he lifts the queen, powers down the spore, and then the queen and all the drones. Oh, okay, pulling back a little bit. Maybe waiting for 2 more oracles to show up here.
Oh, he's actually adding a void ray as well.
Ray. Yeah. I think he sees all of the roaches and ravagers. Like, okay, I need something that'll shoot down long term and kill those. Now at this point, Starkiller does see it. He's got vision of these Stargates, and he's like, oh, okay, I gotta go make a move here. Pulling all of his units across the map, gonna try to make that bust happen.
Yeah,
and a spire getting thrown down.
I don't see this working out, unfortunately. I mean, if he can, no force field. Oh my God, these oracles have to come back here. If he can hold in long enough, these oracles can pretty much clean up the rest of these army, the void rays as well. And yeah, I think Rodzyn got this.
Yeah, very good. Getting back just in time to do that. Another Ling's set streaming in, but there's just so many oracles that these Lings are going to completely evaporate. 2 more oracles getting added on, and at this point, I think the oracles should just make their way across. You know, replug that wall, put the zealot in. You've got cannons. Send everything over. Start killing drones. Actually, because the gold has been mined out, the Lings can stream in to that back base, but there's quite a bit of defense there as well.
Yeah. Now, Rodzyn, he really needed this, because, I mean, Starkiller was mining out the gold. He was doing really well. He needed to take a risk, and that risk has definitely paid off. Starkiller, he because he committed to this attack, he actually had a late spire, so these only now is the corruptors being made. But before that, those corruptors are going to pop out. He's going to be able to snipe off a large amount of drones. 10 drones automatically going down so quick in the blink of an eye. Oh boy.
17. Oh, as well as the queen. Now these oracles are out of juice here, but in terms of unit production, we got a bunch more gateways coming down, as well as stalkers to help fight against the corruptors that were forced. Rodzyn now leading up 17 workers. Another base coming down for Starkiller, and trying to replace those drones. +1 melee is done here for the Zerg player, and +2 is on the way. Still no upgrades for our Protoss player, but at this point, because he had so many oracles, of course he didn't need the ground upgrades. +1 is about a third of the way done.
Yeah.
Should finish.
I'm just trying to think, like, what can Starkiller do from here to get himself back into the game? I mean, he's in quite a dire situation, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, if he is given space and can just drone up and catch up, perhaps that can be the answer. But these oracles are going to come into this third base, and they're going to do the same thing that they did to the main. They're going to power down the spores, and then the queen. Get 5 more workers. This one not quite as devastating as the first, but as our Protoss player is transitioning into the Stalker play, it's not going to matter. He doesn't need those oracles. He can use the Stalkers to just go kill the Zerg player.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and warp additional sentry. He's going to go ahead and try to force feed all those lings out and blink back the injured stalkers. I think he's gonna just blink Starkiller to death. And it's gonna once again take that Nexus, but this time around it is gonna be centered.
those micro optimizations, you know, it's all the difference in the world.
Exactly.
That's why I'm not a pro player yet. You know, it's because I don't always get my Nexus centered. The only thing stopping me. Once I get that. Yeah. All right, so looks like the Zerg player is going to try to move over here, tagging the Zerg army. Tagging the Zerg army, the Protoss player will do. Not sure why I decided to say things that way, but this is where we're at. Gonna wrap around on the underside. I like these stasis wards going up. The Protoss player is going to kind of be able to poke and then blink back and kind of bait the Zerg player into those traps.
Yeah, it looks like Starkiller is waiting for those 30 additional links to come here to reinforce. But yeah, these stasis ward plays really nicely. Blink just finished right now. And here we go. We might have the engagement that might decide this game, but oh, he blinks back into the upper ramp, forcing Starkiller to retreat and possibly have to wrap around. This is kind of an awkward situation where, you know, there's come like high ground and low ground, and you gotta either kill the rocks or just swing around. All right, mass force field is coming down. Ooh,
so much sentry energy.
Yeah.
Great force fields. You kind of sets up one line, blinks the stalkers behind it, sets up another line, blinks the stalkers behind it. He wasn't quite, you know, slicing and pulling, but even just getting the mass blink behind the wall, I think, was probably better in this case, right? Because none of the units were taking damage.
Yeah, that's given him more time to even throw some additional stasis wards. Actually throwing some additional cannons as well. Is Storm done? Oh, okay.
Storm's not quite done. It'll be done in about 10 seconds. Oh, and those lings were acting as additional force fields when they're caught in. Oh, beautiful Storm. Storm finishing just in time. Amazing play by our Protoss player here. Being able to hold on just long enough for that to finish. These Banes are going to finish here and probably just get popped. One Stalker sitting there hoping to bait the explosion.
Oh my god, these Banelings in the back trying to get some probes. Oh my god, they can't. They just
get 5.
Yeah, I didn't know they can pop right there. I was like,
yeah, that's good to know. The radius is just enough.
Oh!
The biles on top of all those sentries.
That
could have been better for the Protoss player. Losing all those force fields is not great. And at this point, I think he's probably going to have to kind of pull back to his little cannon defense here. He's got a bunch more High Templar warping in and a bunch of Zealots.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about this is, you know, if you go for Blink Stalkers for too long, that can actually be detrimental, especially since all the sentries are gone, no High Templars to storm, and now these lings can possibly get on top of these stalkers. Plus, okay, so we do have +2 for the Zerg player against the +1 of Rodzyn.
Yep.
These Zealot kind of just dangerously sacking themselves, I guess.
Yeah. +2 coming down should finish. Yeah, just finishes. So they are now tied in terms of their attack upgrades. Neither player going for the armor upgrades here. And he's going to try to hop on these banelings before they finish. But not, realizing that's a bold move, very aggressive. And the Overlord load up. So we're going to be able to see these Overlords just fly past any force fields, although there's no sentries left at this point, and just drop the Banes, just teeny tiny little Bane bombs.
I gotta say, starkiller is slowly but surely kind of crawling his way back. I mean, Rodzyn is still way ahead, but I mean, starkiller is making moves. If he can get some baneling drops at these mineral lines and last long enough, he can kind of crawl himself back to the game, especially since Rodzyn is still stuck on Stalkers and High Templars. Yeah. And here we go.
I don't think it's even...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't even know if he's going to try to go for the mineral lines. I think it's just going to be during the engage. He's just going to send the Overlords in. Rodzyn doing a good job of sniping those Overlords. He picks off one of them before any Banes can come out.
All right, one Overlord drop here at the bottom base here. No reaction. And 14.
14. At the same time, 8 drones falling at the 5th base of Starkiller. A little zealot run by going on there. So players punching each other quite a bit. Okay, let's see how this next engage goes. There's quite a few Banes, and there's still okay. So he's sending one more Overlord full of Banelings up and around. He's got 2 more kind of close to the army that he could use to Bane bomb. Storm's coming out. Good job, just kind of falling back. Overlord making its way over to the gold, but there's only 4 workers there to drop Banes, and this fight is still continuing.
Oh man, those storms. And now only Ravagers are left. These Stalkers can actually blink on top of them if they wanted to. These Ravagers are so low in life, and I think it's kind of snowballing at this point.
Yeah, even the Overlords flying over were able to bring a bunch of the Stalkers down to red health, but not quite enough to kill them as they drop the Banelings in. And I think this is going to be a push that, Starkiller needs to kind of sit in his base and massive units to fight this. But
yeah, valiant effort from our Zerg player to try to crawl himself back to the game, but there's just too much damage by the Oracles in the beginning of the game, and Rodzyn will close out the series. He was down 2-4, and now we'll win it 5-4.
Yeah, very well played by both players. Good job on Starkiller, pseudo recovering and trying to get back in, but Rodzyn able to just leverage that economic advantage that he gained from that mass Oracle opening.
Yeah. So well done there by Rodzyn. Congratulations to him. GG's to everyone. Let me go ahead and GG them.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right. And that pretty much does it. One last reminder to just head on over to the Match.Arena page. We still have some coupon codes left over, so just enter the coupon code, give 50 cents for free, and it only takes a few seconds. Yeah. Any last words, F equals MA, before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I'm glad we got to watch the full series. It was very exciting, back and forth. At one point it looked like Rodzyn was going to run away, or that, Rodzyn was going to run away with it. But very well done by both players. Starkiller was going to run away with it. Rodzyn getting left behind, but Rodzyn comes back and wins the 3 games in a row that he needed.
Yeah, it was a great series to cast. It was a pleasure to have you co-cast it with me. And thanks to you all for tuning in and watching and supporting and sharing in the chat. And hope to see you guys next time. So until then, this is your friendly neighborhood puppy dog Snoopy, along with F equals MA, signing out.
Nuclear missile ready.